Viva Voce in the Bing Lounge. That was some really powerful noise making over there, you guys. That was fantastic. It's great to have you in the Bing. You know, when I first heard of Viva Voce, it had to do with the Shins. And Anita, you were singing a couple of tunes with them, and then you guys went out on tour.
I did. It was a great experience. They were recording Wincing the Night Away, and reached out and asked me to come in, and I sang on a couple of songs, and those songs did really well, and then we ended up touring together, and it was a great, exciting year for them and for us too.
You make it sound so easy. Oh, they just got in touch with me, and we did these great things. I don't think of you as anything but a Portland band, but you've been through some magical places, from Muscle Shoals. If that's not musically a heavy place to be from,
Well, I mean, Leonard Skinner's from there. I don't know how heavy they are, but
I
that
consider
smell
it
is
pretty
heavy, I guess.
It's a great area. It's really rich with music history, and it's a little town in Alabama that is a sleepy town that no one really goes to much, but the Rolling Stones would always swing through there when they were on tour in the South.
They would always start their U.S. tours there.
They recorded Sticky Fingers in Muscle Shoals,
so there you go.
Yeah.
We're from the South. Anita and I are both from the South. We met there, and that's where we started making music. But we've made more records in Portland than anywhere else. So we've been here for 12 years. So it's
and you did a little time in Nashville too.
Yeah. In small towns, unless you want to manage Walmart or something, you go to a bigger city, and especially if you play music and don't want to play in honky tonks. So we thought Nashville was a metropolitan city, and it's kind of a strange place. So we toured out a bunch while we lived there, and it's a great thing about touring is that you get to kind of taste test the entire country and sample the people and just the environment, and try it on like a shirt, take it off, and go to the next town. And Portland just fit like a glove.
So that's the answer to my question right there. And then the other great thing about Viva Voce is that you're a husband-wife team, and I'm trying to envision how anything besides music gets done in the house. It's like, no, you wash the dishes. No, you set the bed. Laundry.
Should have seen us yesterday.
Yeah, we're always talking about how we got to fire that maid. Not doing a good job.
We've somehow managed to keep a dog and a cat alive. I mean, they're on the grid,
we're proud of ourselves.
So we could go to jail if they starve.
But when music ideas come, you can just say, wow, honey, come here. Let's do this. I mean, does one of you never be not in the mood, or how does that work?
What are we talking about here? Is this the real reason why we're here? It's great. God. It's great living with my songwriting and music creative partner. I mean, it means that I feel inspired a lot, and it's a great thing.
It's kind of what we've always done, so we don't really know much anything else. Like, we shared certain things together from the very beginning, and music was such a integral part of that life together that it was just what we wanted to do. And sometimes even when logic and reason tells you should do other things, it was just what we've always done. Some couples do gardens or things like that. This is what we do.
And you've been able to create a new baby, The Future Will Destroy You, which is releasing this week, and you're in a flurry of activity in celebration of this album. What I loved about it when I was reading your blog post was that you said that you had 2 albums on all the time that you were listening to for inspiration, of what kind you didn't really know. And one was the Stones' Goat's Head Soup, and the other one was the David Bowie. Was it the Ziggy Stardust?
Yeah.
So how did that inspire you? I mean, they're great albums, but
yeah, I mean, I love classic rock, as just really one of my favorite kinds of music, and it's one of those things where you've heard those records so many times. Sometimes it's nice to go back and re-experience a classic record that you thought you'd worn out, and sort of rediscover new things to be stoked on about it. And I think that's what happened with us for both of those records, and
for
me especially the the David Bowie one, I just loved how raw the guitar was and how they didn't agonize over every little take. There was a little tuning wonkiness, but the performances was so great that it doesn't bother you at all.
The way we listen to records too is kind of probably the way that I would imagine someone like Steven Spielberg watches other people's movies. You know, he's not just watching the storyline, he's watching how the effects play in and where the CGIs come in and just all the elements of what makes that special to someone. And sometimes records can get kind of lost in your catalog. They get kind of pushed back because you've heard them until you're blue in the face. And I think we just kind of sonically rediscovered those albums and just kind of picked more things out of it rather than this is awesome. You know, we kind of got more of the ingredients out of it. Yeah. And but I mean, music affects our household every day in drastic and wild ways. It could be hip hop one day or Emmylou Harris the next day. So those are just two records that we just completely sunk our teeth into for some reason.
I really like the idea of rock and roll being messy. That's how it should be,
yeah,
I think.
I agree.
Yeah. Viva Voce and the Bing Lounge, it's really great to have you here. Let's hear some more.
Thanks. All right.